There are 13 firearms sitting in safes right now, quietly beating every index fund on the market. Experienced gun collectors buy not to shoot but to hold. Some of these picks are obvious. Most of them are not. By the end of this list, you'll know exactly which guns will beat the stock market this year. Let's start at number 13. Number 13 is the gun that turned .44 Magnum into a household name, the Smith & Wesson Model 29. Most people know it from one famous movie scene, but the real value isn't the Hollywood connection. It's what's stamped under the barrel. Look for a pinned barrel. Look for a recessed cylinder. Smith & Wesson dropped both features in 1982 to cut manufacturing costs. Every Model 29 built before that change is a different gun in the eyes of collectors. Same model number, same caliber, but a completely different price tier. A clean pre-1982 end-frame with original box and original papers can sell for 2 to 3 times what a post-1982 gun brings in the same condition. The movie made it famous. But the engineering cutoff is what made it an asset. Next on the list, a shotgun nobody expects to be a moneymaker. Number 12 goes to a shotgun most people walk past in a pawn shop. The Ithaca Model 37. It doesn't eject from the side like every other pump gun on the rack. It ejects from the bottom. The same port loads the shell. The same port kicks it back out. That single detail matters more than it sounds, because it means there is no ejection port on the side of the receiver. No weak point, no exposed opening for dirt, water, or debris. But the real collector split happens with the receiver pattern. Early guns, built before 1947, use what is called the flues pattern receiver, named after the Ithaca engineer who designed it. After 1947, Ithaca redesigned the action. New pattern, new parts, new ejection improvements. Flues pattern guns in original condition are the ones serious collectors chase. Fewer survived in shootable shape. Fewer still have their original finish intact. A clean pre-1947 flues gun isn't just older. It's a different shotgun entirely, in collector terms. Number 11 looks almost identical no matter where it was made, but where it was made changes everything. The Browning Auto 5. For most of its production life, this gun was built in Belgium by F.N. Herstal under license from John Browning's original design. But in 1976, F.N. couldn't keep up. Production shifted to Miroku in Japan. Same design, same recoil-operated action, different roll stamp, different value. Belgian-made Auto 5s, especially pre-World War II examples, carry the premium. Japanese-made guns are still good shooters, but they're not the asset collectors are buying. Check the roll stamp on the barrel before you check anything else. That one line of text tells you which market you're actually in. Number 10 almost disappeared from collector radar completely. The Savage Model 99, a hammerless lever action, built with a rotary magazine instead of a tube. That rotary magazine sat flush inside the stock. No visible loading gate, no bulge under the barrel. It looked nothing like a Winchester or a Marlin. It was not supposed to. Savage kept making the 99 for almost 100 years, then discontinued it in 1998. But not every caliber is equal. The 250's 3000 was the first commercial cartridge ever to break 3,000 feet per second. Guns chambered in it, especially early ones, sit well above standard 99 pricing. Same rifle, different chambering. Completely different collector tier. Number 9 carries 3 separate identities under one single name, the Walther PPK. Most people only know the post-war version, but the real story starts in Nazi Germany. Original PPKs were built in Zella Mehlis with Waffenamt proof marks from wartime inspection. Those wartime proofed examples are the most sought after in the entire lineup. After the war, Germany was barred from manufacturing firearms, so production moved to France, built under license by Mannerheim. Then, once restrictions lifted, manufacturing returned to West Germany, this time in Ulm. 3 countries, Ferraris, 3 eras, 1 model name. Collectors don't just ask, is it a PPK? They ask which PPK, from which factory, stamped by which government. Number 8 is proof that volume has nothing to do with value. The Winchester Model 21. This was not a mass-production shotgun. Every single one was hand-fitted. Winchester built the Model 21 essentially to order, starting in 1931. Standard grades exist, but the custom order grades are where the real money lives. Pigeon grade, Grand American. They had engraved receivers, upgraded wood, and options chosen one gun at a time by the original buyer. Some of these factory custom orders have sold at auction well into 6 figures. Most shotguns are built to be interchangeable. The Model 21 was built to not be. That's exactly why collectors treat it less like a shotgun and more like a one-off commission. Number 7 is the gun that built the mythology of the American West, the Colt Single-Action Army. But not every single-action army is the same investment. Collectors split production into generations. First generation runs from 1873 until production stopped for World War II in 1941. Second generation did not start again until 1956. Third generation continues today. First generation guns, especially black powder frames made before 1898, sit in a different financial category entirely. The serial number is not just a number. It is a manufacturing date, a frame type, and a market tier, all in one stamp. 2 Colts can look almost identical, but if one falls inside that first generation range and one does not, the price gap is not small. It is the difference between a good shooter and a 6-figure artifact. Number 6, the Pre-64 Winchester Model 70. If you're still watching, you already understand something most gun owners never will. These aren't just guns, they're appreciating assets with a closed production window. And the next one on this list is the gun that taught the entire industry what before and after really means. In 1964, Winchester redesigned the Model 70 to cut manufacturing costs. Machined steel parts were replaced. Stamped sheet metal came in. The bolt design changed, the stock changed, the feel changed. Collectors didn't see it as an upgrade. They saw it as a different rifle, wearing the same name. Pre-64 became a phrase on its own, not a date, a standard. Post-64 Model 70s shoot fine, but ask any serious collector which one they want in the safe, and the answer never changes. The cutoff year matters more than the caliber, more than the condition in some cases. Because once Winchester crossed that manufacturing line, they never fully went back. Number 5 is the gun nobody thought would ever be worth collecting. The Mosin Nagant. For decades, these were everywhere. Surplus crates, Cosmoline-soaked stocks, under $100 at gun shows. Then, in 2014, the United States government issued an executive order banning the import of Russian-made firearms. Mosin Nagants were caught directly in that order. Overnight, the supply pipeline that had kept prices low for decades simply stopped. No more crates, no more imports, no new surplus hitting the market ever again. What was once considered a disposable training rifle turned into a fixed supply asset almost overnight. Prices did not creep up slowly. They jumped because the cause was a single permanent decision, not a gradual market shift. This is the clearest example on this entire list of legislation creating scarcity instantly. No design changed, no factory closed, just one signature, and the supply line was gone for good. Number 4 is identified by something most people would never think to check. The Luger P08. Same silhouette, same toggle lock action, but built by completely different manufacturers depending on the year. DWM built them. So did Mauser. So did the Erfurt Arsenal. Each one stamped its own manufacturer code on the receiver. That single code, sometimes just a letter or two, can shift the price by thousands. Then there are the variants. Artillery Lugers with extended barrels and tangent sights. Navy Lugers built for a completely different branch, both rarer, both worth significantly more than a standard military issue example. Most people see a Luger and think World War I pistol. Collectors see a manufacturer code, a date stamp, and a variant, and price it accordingly. Number 3 earned its value through paperwork, not just steel. The M1 Garand. Millions were built for World War II and Korea, so raw rarity is not the story here. Documentation is. The Civilian Marksmanship Program sells Garands by grade, based on how original and correct the parts and finish actually are. A correct grade rifle has parts that match its original manufacture date and configuration. A standard service grade rifle does not carry that same guarantee. Same receiver, same caliber, but one has a documented history tying it back to its original build. That paper trail is what separates a basic shooter from a verified collector's piece. In this market, proof of originality is worth more than the metal itself. Number 2 almost didn't make this list because the name alone causes confusion. The Colt Python. Colt brought the Python back into production in 2020. New tooling, new manufacturing process. But the guns collectors are actually chasing were built before 1996. Original Pythons used a finish collectors call Royal Blue, a deep, polished bluing that took hours of hand finishing to achieve. That hand finishing was done by Colt's custom shop polishers, a small team of specialists. Most of those polishers retired or left before Colt revived the Python. So the new version, while well-made, isn't using the same process or the same hands. Pre-1996, Pythons with that original royal blue finish aren't just older Pythons. They're the only Pythons that can never be replicated, no matter how good the new manufacturing line becomes. Number 1 isn't on this list because it's rare today. It's on this list because it can never become rarer or more available, ever, by law. Pre-1986 transferable machine guns. In 1986, the Hughes Amendment was added to the Firearm Owners Protection Act. It permanently closed the National Machine Gun Registry to new civilian transfers. Every transferable machine gun legally in private hands today was registered before that cutoff. No new ones can be added, not next year, not ever. The number can only go down through destruction, deactivation, or guns moving into law enforcement or government hands. It is, without exaggeration, the only major firearm category in the country with a permanently fixed and shrinking supply. Every other gun on this list became valuable because of a discontinued line, a design change, or an import ban. This one became valuable because of a single piece of legislation that will never be reversed in a way that adds new guns to the pool. That's not collector speculation. That's not market hype. That's a hard legal ceiling on supply with demand that has never stopped climbing since. Of every asset on this list, this is the one with the clearest, most permanent reason to keep appreciating. So there it is. 13 guns, 13 completely different reasons why supply can never catch up to demand again. Some of you already own 2 or 3 of these. Some of you just found your next purchase. Drop the number you already have in the comments. I read every single one.